Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing the Line. We're going to take a look at the Sound of Freedom and the massive attack that it's had thrown against it because, I don't know, because apparently child trafficking and protecting children is wrong now. I don't know where we're going as a society, and I know a lot of these mainstream media organisations are pushing this movie as a QAnon fantasy, apparently, and that child trafficking just doesn't exist anymore. So Ghislaine Maxwell never existed, Jeffrey Epstein never happened, all these pedophiles in politicians don't exist. All these people that have been arrested over the years for molesting children don't exist anymore. It's people like Jimmy Savile, that never happened. All that because a movie came out, Disney had been sitting on for years, did not want to release it, which is another story in its own. Why would Disney not want to release this movie? It has had massive box office appeal to people. It's grossing a lot of money at the moment. It's made more money than Indiana Jones on the same opening day, on the opening weekend. It has blown up, and the media is scrambling to label it as conspiracy theorist nonsense, and none of it actually happens. But we'll get into it here. Sound of Freedom, an anti-child trafficking fantasy fit for QAnon. Star Jim Caviezel, who plays a real-life anti-trafficking advocate Tim Ballard, has now been talking about adrenochrome and orgasm harvesting on his press tour. What the hell has that got to do with the movie being a QAnon fantasy? It's got nothing to do with it. Jim Caviezel is allowed to have his own thoughts on things. Adrenochrome, we're not going to get into any of that today. But what's this? This is Jezebel. So this is a obviously lefty organization. This is not the only outlet that's been promoting this kind of nonsense, though. Rolling Stone has had another attack on this movie, and just about any mainstream media organization is just saying that this movie is not worth watching. It's a QAnon conspiracy theory, and Jim Caviezel, who also helped produce The Passion of the Christ with Mel Gibson. Remember him? Australia, we let him go. America, you can have him, but we might take him back. Depends on this movie he might be creating soon. We'll see how that goes. But they are attacking it with everything they can because, I don't know, child trafficking bad unless you're a leftist. But never trust a pedophile. Doesn't quite have the ring of I'll be back or yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. But it suffices as a one-liner in Alejandro Medev's trial trafficking action flick Sound of Freedom, out now. It's said by Jim Caviezel playing a real-life anti-trafficking activist Tim Ballard. See, now they say it doesn't exist, and child trafficking is a conspiracy theory, apparently. But it's literally a true story, and they say that in their article. Tim Ballard, in the same sandpaper whisper, the actors often don't play Batman. Whisper that actors often don to play Batman with some Liam Neeson intake and sprinkled in for flavour. The role actually gives Caviezel the opportunity to spout several extremely self-serious one-liners, like when he explains why he's in the line of work that he is, because God's children are not for sale. Okay, I haven't seen the movie yet. I cannot wait to see it. I am definitely going to go see it. Bit hard to see in Australia. But of course they're going to have one-liners in a catchy action flick with a male, I don't know, action star. Since when do they do not have that? I mean, look at any movie from Arnie to Rambo to what's those terrible car movies, Fast and Furious. It's family. Sorry if you like Fast and Furious, but probably go and get into a pod or something, like, seriously. Over 2 million children a year are being sucked into the deepest recesses of hell. At last, QAnon's camp appeal gets a cinematic exploration into pants. Few qualifications up front. The exploitation of children is a real problem that no one besides the exploiters wants. So people like Jezebel, apparently. Ballard has testified at the House of Foreign Affairs subcommittee and shared footage of the sting operation portrayed in The Sound of Freedom with the media of some footage also plays during the final moments of the movie. So they're saying it doesn't exist, and then there's actual footage of it existing and happening in the movie. Some of that footage also plays to the final moments of the movie. He was appointed to the Public-Private Partnership Advisory Council to End Human Trafficking by Donald Trump. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, Donald Trump. It's a Donald Trump movie. He's pro-Trump. You got to stop him because it's all QAnon. Blah 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 blah. If being anti-trafficking is I don't know, pro-Trump, then sign everyone up, I suppose, because I don't know anyone who is pro-child trafficking besides child traffickers. However, the legitimacy of Ballard's organisation, Operation Underground Railroad, its claims of heroic rescues and trafficking victims, and its methodology have been questioned and investigated by journalists. The organisation has distanced itself from conspiracy theories groups that have been chosen to latch onto the child exploitation of trafficking as a vehicle and deceptively bolster their causes, i.e. QAnon. So they literally say that the organisation tries to distance itself from things like QAnon, and it doesn't have anything to do with QAnon, and then they go and say it's a QAnon movie. For fuck's sakes. That is, Ballard told the New York Times in 2020 that some of these theories have allowed people to open their eyes, and therefore now it's our job to flood the space with real information so that the facts can be shared. He tweeted that the year, with or without Wayfair, child trafficking is real and it is happening. And attached a video claimed that children are sold in the way to reference the Wayfair conspiracy theory, posting the furniture company's catalogue was in front of the... Oh, yeah, I remember that. Front selling children who shared its names on furniture. So there was like an IKEA... There was a company called Wayfair. There's a conspiracy theory about that. Where you go onto their website, you look at like industrial furniture, I believe it was, like shelving, and they'd call the shelf or the couch setting like Sarah 1137 or something like that. It's just like a color coding system. Like IKEA does it with their stuff. And people were saying that, oh, that's how you buy children. You go in there and you buy a couch, and it's like, it's a girl named Sarah, and she's, what would I say, 11 and 7 or some shit like that. It's stupid. It was a nutty conspiracy theory. Had a little bit of interesting to read about, but that's about it. And yeah, I wouldn't put much faith in it. Posting the furniture company's catalogue for selling children's furniture. And really, how distant can Ballard be in the extension of his organisation from the QAnon? Oh, so they literally, he says he doesn't have anything to do with QAnon. They want to stay away from QAnon. And they go, but how can he? Because they believe in child trafficking. So does QAnon. Because child trafficking fucking exists, obviously. Remember Epstein? Remember any of that? Like, all proven. We didn't know to who, because that'll never get released. Oh my God. QAnon is playing him with who's been promoting Sound of Freedom, has been using the press opportunity to peddle QAnon theories about adrenochrome and organ harvesting. Sound of Freedom was finished back in 2018, about 2 years after the Pizzagate put QAnon in public eye. Oh, so there we go again. So they just connect the two dots, because it was 2 years after Pizzagate happened. That's got nothing to do with the movie. It was shelved by Disney at the time. Now it's getting an indie release as a conservative through the hopes of breaking into mainstream. An interview with Steve Bannon from earlier this month, Caviezel went on it about length. The whole adrenochrome empire as driving demand for trafficking through, though Caviezel didn't direct Freedom. He's treating it as a passion project, appearing in its trailer, speak directly to the camera about its importance. The movie also concludes at a similar speech from Caviezel after its credits run, which he proclaims, I think we can make Sound of Freedom the Uncle Tom's Cabin of the 21st century slavery. He directs people to the QR code on screen, urging them to donate to the movie's Pay It Forward program to provide tickets for people who are interested in seeing it but cannot afford it. This movie has received endorsements from Elon Musk and Ivanka Trump. So literally trying to like blame it on Trump or blame it on QAnon somehow. We're like, oh, Ivanka Trump promoted it. It probably will come as no surprise that among Ballard's promotional rhetoric, an anti-trans sentiment. So he's hit the trifecta. This is a terrible article from a terrible person. The movie has received endorsement from Elon Musk and Ivanka Trump. So the Ballard's rhetoric and anti-trans sentiment. He claimed that the Daily Signal that trans ideology foisted on children is going to lead to what the pedophiles have been asking for. If you can consent to that, guess what? There's more fluid than gender. age. He also has blamed trafficking on Biden's border policy. Well, that's completely true. If you have a weak border policy in the US and people are getting trafficked across the border, which we know happens in the tens of thousands every day, what are you saying there? Like, they're just saying, oh, it's a conspiracy theory that people are getting trafficked across the American border? That's just... that's not even stupidity. That's just willful ignorance and, like, outright lying. That's whole... Hey, Jim, that's a lot of vested interest. Ballard portrays himself as a superhero, and the movie is happy to follow suit. Oh, my God. They really do not like this dude, do they? Who, after a supposed unverified stint in the CIA, moved to the DHS and then quit the job because per Sound of Freedom, he wasn't happy with the focus on merely hunting pedophiles. He needed to literally save the children. In Sound of Freedom, Mira Sorvo in the mounts to an extended cameo, which is still long enough to get the stink of this thing all over her. Far out, man. Play Ballard's wife to tell him, okay, so quit your job and you go rescue those kids. That's undoubtedly good for the soul. And it turns out the bank account of our raised $47.5 million in 2020. The most recent year for which... They're having a go at how much money they raised to protect children. I'm finding it very hard. Whoever wrote this article... I'm finding it very hard by Rich Juzawak, whatever it is. I find it very hard to say that he's not a pedophile. I mean, if you hate a movie that promotes saving children from pedophiles and child traffickers, if you hate it that much that you're out there saying, oh, they made $20 million and they go... But what is wrong with you, bro? Like, are you a pedophile? Like, let's have a look. Just click on his name, see what kind of other... Oh, yeah. He's a massive journalist, obviously. Jesus Christ. This dude, like, promoting pedophilia and actually going against people who are trying to save children. That's a bold statement. That's a bold strategy, Carton. Let's see if it pays off for him. Go out there, go and watch Sound of Freedom. I'm going to go hopefully watch it this weekend. It'll be an interesting watch. Apparently, it's pretty heartbreaking. Some of the movie you might be crying at it. Get out there. Even if you can't go and watch a movie, you have to spare a couple of bucks. You can buy extra tickets for people, which they do not like either. Maybe go and have a crack at this rich guy on Twitter or something. See how he reacts to being called out for his disgusting article here. I don't know. We'll see how that goes for him anyway. If you can get out there and watch The Sound of Freedom, go out there and watch it. Might even do a commentary on it or something like that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in another episode. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.